Hello and welcome today. We're talking about something incredibly powerful that's often overlooked in personal finance: the power of generosity. We're going to explore how giving, not just financially but in all aspects of life, can create an unexpected ripple effect that leads to financial abundance. I know this might sound counterintuitive, but stick around because we'll dive deep into how kindness can actually help grow your wealth in ways you might not expect. Defining the kindness budget. Let's start by defining what I like to call the kindness budget. It's not your typical financial strategy, but in my experience and the experience of many wealthy individuals, setting aside time, resources, and yes, even money for generosity can have a massive impact on your life. The idea here is that just like you set aside money for bills, savings, or investments, you should be setting aside a portion for giving, whether it's to charitable organizations, friends, family, or even strangers in need. But what makes this idea so revolutionary? How can giving away your resources lead to financial abundance? It's all about mindset and the energy you create when you act from a place of generosity. The generosity mindset versus scarcity mindset. One of the core principles of the kindness budget is adopting a generosity mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. A scarcity mindset is all about the belief that there's never enough. Never enough money, never enough time, never enough resources. People operating with this mindset tend to hoard, worry, and stress about every dollar. They believe that if they give, they'll lose something and they'll be left with less. But the generosity mindset flips that on its head. People with a generosity mindset know that money and resources are not a finite pie. When they give, they don't believe they'll end up with less. They believe that abundance flows in a cycle. You give, and you receive. The act of giving opens doors and creates opportunities that wouldn't exist if you held on to everything out of fear. When you shift your mindset from scarcity to generosity, you attract abundance. That's the key. You start seeing the world as full of opportunities rather than full of limitations. How generosity impacts your finances. Okay, so how exactly does generosity translate into financial abundance? Let's break it down into some practical ways that generosity directly impacts your finances. Networking and opportunities. When you give, whether it's time, money, or even a helping hand, you build relationships. People remember kindness. Your generosity can open doors for you in your career, business, or personal life. The old saying is true. It's not what you know, but who you know. When you're generous, you create strong connections with people who can later open opportunities for you. Whether that's a job offer, an investment tip, or a business opportunity. Increased income through value creation. Believe it or not, when you focus on giving value to others, it can actually increase your own income. Many successful business people adopt this approach. When you lead with generosity, customers, clients, and employers are more likely to trust you and value what you bring to the table. It's not just about transactions. It's about building a reputation of trust and service, which leads to long-term financial rewards, generosity, and tax benefits. On a more technical note, charitable giving can have financial benefits in the form of tax deductions. In the United States, donations to qualifying charities can reduce your taxable income. This means you're giving to causes you care about while also easing your tax burden. The psychological benefits of generosity. But it's not just about the financial rewards. Generosity has profound psychological benefits that can lead to better decision-making, healthier relationships, and a greater sense of fulfillment, all of which can ultimately enhance your financial life. Let's talk about mental well-being. Studies have shown that acts of kindness and generosity release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone. This reduces stress, anxiety, and depression, all of which are mental roadblocks to success. When you're mentally clear and emotionally fulfilled, you're more likely to make smart, strategic financial decisions. In addition, giving cultivates a sense of gratitude. And here's the kicker. Gratitude is one of the key ingredients for attracting more abundance into your life. When you feel grateful for what you have, you shift your focus away from what you lack and start noticing the opportunities and resources already around you. Real-life examples of generosity leading to wealth. Still not convinced? Let's look at some real-life examples of how generosity has led to financial abundance for some of the most successful people in the world. Warren Buffett. Known as one of the world's most successful investors, Buffett has pledged to give away more than 99% of his wealth to charitable causes. Yet, even with his massive acts of giving, his wealth continues to grow. Buffett himself has spoken about how the act of giving has provided him with a sense of purpose that drives him in his financial life. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah's rise to wealth is not just a result of her media empire, but also her immense generosity. She has consistently donated millions to educational causes, healthcare, and disaster relief. Her philanthropic efforts have only bolstered her brand, reputation, and wealth over time. Bill and Melinda Gates. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is one of the largest charitable organizations in the world, dedicated to reducing poverty and improving health outcomes. Despite giving billions away, Bill Gates remains one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. His continued financial success shows that generosity doesn't deplete wealth, it enhances it. These are just a few examples of how generosity and wealth often go hand in hand. When you give, you open yourself up to receiving even more. Practical ways to incorporate generosity into your financial life. So, you're probably wondering, how can you incorporate generosity into your own financial life? Create a kindness budget. Just like you budget for groceries, rent, or savings, create a specific portion of your budget for giving. This could be as small as 1% of your income to start. The amount doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. Over time, you'll be surprised at how much impact even small acts of giving can make. Volunteer your time. If you're not in a position to give financially, consider giving your time. Volunteering not only helps others, but it also puts you in environments where you can meet people, learn new skills, and open doors to opportunities. Donate to causes you care about. Whether it's local charities, global organizations, or even friends or family in need, giving to causes you're passionate about creates a sense of connection and purpose. This positive energy can come back to you in unexpected ways. Be generous in small everyday ways. Generosity doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as paying for someone's coffee, giving a compliment, or lending a helping hand. These small acts not only lift others up but reinforce your own abundance mindset. How generosity strengthens relationships. Generosity doesn't just impact your finances, it also strengthens relationships. And we all know that strong relationships are key to a rich and fulfilling life. When you give generously, whether it's to your family, friends, or community, you build deeper, more meaningful connections. People are drawn to those who are kind and giving. This can create a strong network of support, both emotionally and financially. Overcoming the fear of giving. If you're feeling a bit nervous about giving, don't worry, that's normal. A lot of people fear that if they give, they'll be left with less. But here's the truth. Giving is not about draining your resources, it's about expanding them. Take the first step toward generosity. And there you have it. The kindness budget is not just about giving, it's about unlocking the true potential of your financial and emotional abundance. Generosity isn't a sacrifice. It's an investment in yourself, your relationships, and your future. Whether you start with a small act of kindness or a bigger gesture, every step counts. Remember, it's not about how much you give, but the intention behind it. When you approach life with an open heart and a giving spirit, you'll start to see opportunities flow back to you in ways you never imagined. Whether that's through financial gain, personal growth, or a deeper sense of fulfillment. So, what's stopping you start today by creating your own kindness budget, creating your own? Give where you can and watch how your life begins to shift. You have the power to create abundance not just for others but for yourself as well. Thank you so much for watching. If this video inspired you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe for more insights into building both financial wealth and personal fulfillment. Remember, generosity isn't the end of wealth. It's the beginning of it. Give, and it will come back to you in abundance.